and welcome to another edition of Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. I'm Anne Nwawadu. On the program today, we sit with the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Premium Pension Limited, Umar Sanda Mairami, on the PFA's activities, its contributions to the sector, and interest in developing communities. Once again, welcome. Premium Pension Limited is one of the pension fund administrators right here in Nigeria with assets worth over 800 billion naira. Find out more about the organization. Premium Pension Limited is one of the first 7 pension fund administrators licensed by the National Pension Commission (PENCOM) in December 2005. With over 700,000 members and over 800 billion naira assets under management as of the 31st of May 2021, it is one of the fastest growing PFAs, consistently delivering competitive returns to its teaming members and approved existing schemes. Premium Pension Limited is a lead PFA in the management of approved existing schemes of Jigawa State, Gombe State College of Health Technology and Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, and also co-manager in the management of AES of Niger State, River State, the Central Bank of Nigeria, Intercontinental Bank, Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, and Nigeria Export-Import Bank. From inception, Premium Pension Limited has continuously delivered returns to its members across both the approved existing schemes and multi-fund, according to the most recent data published by the National Pension Commission, detailing the recent performance record for all pension fund administrators in the industry. Premium Pension Limited has retained its position as the top performer in the RSA Fund 3, whilst also maintaining top percentile position in other multi-funds. Let's now hear from the Managing Director and CEO of Premium Pension Limited, Umar Sanda Mairami, as he discusses the achievements the organization has made in the pension industry. Now, as one of the first pension fund administrators to be licensed in Nigeria, growing your assets to over 700 billion naira, tell us the story behind this journey of yours.
We've even gone beyond 700 billion. We've passed the 800 billion mark now, and we're steadily growing. And it has been a steady, cautious, deliberate journey. It hasn't been an easy one all the way through. It has its ups and downs, but a journey of 15 years, starting from probably about 300 million in the first year to 800 billion today, after having paid out about 270 billion naira in various forms of benefits, I think is a very fulfilling journey. And we've achieved that by investing in people, investing in technology, investing in our systems. I think it's a time really for us to say big thank you to our teaming customers who we call members today, because without their patronage, without their belief in us, we wouldn't have come this way. Like I keep on saying, it's those small contributions of 5,000 naira, 10,000, 100,000 in some cases that have amassed to this amount of money. But within the 800 billion is also probably another 450 billion or thereabout that were investment returns that were given to these customers over time.
And how would you describe the pension industry in Nigeria and the ease of doing business also? Are there challenges you think can be changed in the country?
Okay, I think the pension industry in Nigeria is probably the most significant reform that has happened to the country since the advent of the civilian regime. Initially, we had a pension system that was not funded. So what typically happens is that people retire and they end up spending their lives in queues, doing verifications and waiting for several years before they get their payments. The Pension Reform Act of 2004, which was eventually repealed in 2014, and that's what we have as a guiding law today, has brought significant changes Today, you have largely 5 major players for this contributory pension scheme. You have the RSA holder himself, who is the employee. You have his employer. You have pension fund administrators, and typically one of them is premium pension. You have the custodians, and then we have the regulators. These 5 sets of people came together, and they are making things happen today. Today, if you have a national identity number, you just walk into any PFA and you get a retirement savings account opened. Once you pass that, the details of those retirement savings accounts to your employer, your contributions will be received on a monthly basis. The employer can make remittances and we receive your contributions. And immediately we do receive and credit your retirement savings account. We invest the monies so that you get some investment gains. We are aware that the future belongs to the millennials and the Generation Z. And there are people who don't really want to move from one place to the other. They want to do everything on their phone, on their tablets, and so on and so forth. So we've embraced technology to ensure that things are moving well in the industry. Contributions processing is something that happens. I'll tell you that typically during the lockdown last year, we didn't stop operations. We closed our offices, but we continue to serve our customers from our various homes.
How seriously does premium pension take corporate social responsibility?
Like everything we do, we make deliberate efforts, and CSR was no exception. We didn't start CSR when the company didn't have the capacity to do CSR. So it was something that we deliberately planned for, and we commenced our CSR about 4 years ago. And since then, we have had a deliberate policy on CSR. We earmark 1% of our profit after tax of the previous year to give back to the community. It's something that we do with pride, considering the fact that the community has also been nice to us. Our contributors actually come from the community, and we see that CSR has a strong connection with the kind of business we run. We run business asking people to save for their future and things like that. We have a specific committee for CSR. It has its governance structure. It has its reporting lines. And we ensure that it is adequately reflected in our annual accounts.
And tell us those areas you pay attention to when it comes to corporate social responsibility. Do you have a roadmap that helps you carry out these activities? And what are the benefits or the impact you have made so far in this regard? Okay,
so we key into the societies we operate. We look at the significant things that we will do that will support either some government initiative or private sector initiative there, and we key into that. Some of our key CSR projects that we have done are providing exercise books to, I think, about 4 states governments. We produce exercise books for primary school children, and we made donation. That is to deliberately support education, and things like that. We've gone to communities where we have built boreholes for them because we realized that potable water was a challenge in some of those communities. We've gone to IDP camps to make donations for clothing and things like that. The most recent of CSRs we've done is to partner with an NGO to provide free eye cataract surgery for about 200 people. Indigent people, largely people who have advanced in their age, who have lost their eyesight over time. That is a very, very touching one. A lady walked up to me and having been introduced as the managing director of Premium Pension, and said she cannot say thank you enough. Why? She gave birth to a child. For 10 months, she couldn't see the face of her baby until she had the cataract eye surgery. A gentleman said if it wasn't for the fact that his walking stick had been loyal to him, with the surgery he would have just thrown it away, but it would be like what will I say, discarding something, some part of him. We've gone to some secondary schools to do some little renovation, classrooms, the convenience facilities in some of those schools, and so on and so forth. So we've also partnered with an orphanage home in one of the north central states to provide some form of support for power supply. So some inverter systems with solar lights, and a backup generator and things like that. So basically, we key into projects that will impact the lives of people living in certain communities.
How well do you think Nigerians have come to embrace pension in the country?
Well, the simple answer to that is that we still have a lot of work to do. Pension penetration in Nigeria is still very low. Up until probably 18 months or thereabout, the contributory pension scheme was just available for people who worked in the formal sector. So for people who employed 3 or more people. What that has made us realize is that the larger proportion of the working force are actually not in the formal sector. They are in the private sector. But with the opening of the micro pension space, it allows even individuals. It allows artisans. Things like people like cobblers, the NAPEP riders, and things like that, and some professionals also. So you probably have an individual who is an architect, and just does his work on his own. He can begin to save for his future. We hope that the micro pension space will open up and will have deeper penetration in the pension space in Nigeria. Figures have it that the workforce in Nigeria is about 65 million. As of today, we've captured only just about 12 million people. So there's still room for a lot of growth. And I'll seize this opportunity to portray the power of the fund management activities that we do. If you work in the informal sector and you save 500 naira every day, and assuming there's an average of 20 working days in a month, you would have saved 10,000 naira a month. In a year, it will translate to 120,000 naira. In 20 years, it will translate to 2.4 million naira. If you, from day one, save into your pension account, and we make savings and give an average return of 10% per annum, that 2.4 million naira in 20 years would have become 7.2 million naira. So you would have had returns equivalent of almost twice what you've invested at just about 10% returns. And there are good years that we give more than 10% returns. I would say the economy has been challenged since 2019, but there are good years that we return more than 10%. And at 7.2 million naira, if you do not draw a lump sum, you could potentially earn a monthly pension of about 60,000 naira for the rest of your life. So saving 10,000 naira today could translate to earning pensions of 60,000 naira in about 20 years' time, when you probably do not have the strength to have an active life. It is for that reason, for instance, in premium pension, we say active today, premium tomorrow. So we encourage people to save while they are active. We invest those monies for them in such a manner that they get good returns. And when they access the monies at the times that they probably are not in a condition, in a situation to earn a living for themselves, those monies will enable them have some reasonable life in retirement. And it's the way to go. It's the way to go because things are changing, not only in Nigeria, Africa. If you go to the developed economies, their families shrank, not because they wanted families to shrink, but because it was the realities of time. And we're beginning to see that happening in Africa. You remember the days where you have a gentleman with a large family of 32, because that was what was required. The kids and everybody go to farm, and the larger the family you have, probably the better you would have as farm yields. And with rural-urban migration, families shrinking, then we have a responsibility to begin to think about our own future, and things like that. And the best way you can do that is to begin to invest monies and set it aside for your old age.
We're not done yet. We have more for you on Kaleidoscope, but that's in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. We still have the Managing Director and CEO of Premium Pension Limited, Umar Sanda Mairami. Let's conclude the conversation with plans to do more for the society. So what makes the Premium Pension brand a unique one?
We deliver on our promises. We operate in a highly regulated industry, and things like that. And the products we give are more or less generic from one PFA to the other. But it is the manner in which you deliver those products. So if you walk into any of our branches, you get the same feel. If you access Premium Pension through any of our platforms, the website, our mobile app. By the way, our mobile app is probably, I would brag to say, the best in the industry. If you access our services through our mobile app, you get a different kind of experience and things like that. So it's our promise to our customers that makes our brand unique. We try every day to live our core values of discipline, empathy, professionalism, and trust. And everything we do around that, anchored on the use of technology, on skilled human resources, makes us stand out, and things like that. And I believe that's why we have had a lot of successes since the opening of the transfer window. And I will encourage customers to also come forward and try our own and see the difference with Premium Pension.
So what's the future looking like for Premium Pension Limited in terms of growing your business and, of course, adding value to the society?
The future is looking very bright. And in fact, it's probably time to share some good news. Just recently, we understand that the federal government is going to make up the differential in the contribution rate. The 2004 Act required both employer and employee to contribute 7.5% each. In 2014, it was revised to 18% total, with the employer making a minimum contribution of 10%. The federal government has not been able to make that contribution difference from 7.5 to 10%, but we understand that Mr. President has recently granted approval for the backlog to be paid. Additionally, good news for people who have retired. We understand presidential approval has been obtained for payment of accrued rights and even death benefits, for people who have died in service and their heirs, their legal heirs are waiting to access the monies in their retirement savings account. So there's a lot of good news for the industry. Now, for Premium Pension, this is significant for us because we have a significant client base in the federal public sector. I know we play well also in the states, for some of the states who have embraced the contributory pension scheme, and I will seize the opportunity to urge other states who are yet to join into the scheme to do that, because the old scheme is not sustainable. There are reasons why the reform has come to play. In the private sector today, our spread gives us opportunity to tap into some of the emerging opportunities in the economy. Despite the pandemic, there are some few businesses that are springing up, and our spread gives us opportunity to get across to employees of those organizations, register them, guide them on how to make their contributions, and also now invest their monies. Now, one unique thing about premium is the mobile app. For people who have downloaded our mobile app, they can on daily basis see the movement in their retirement savings account. So they see the investment returns, you know, and that's what has spread like wildfire. And we see we have one of the fastest downloads in terms of the mobile app. We also have one of the best ratings if you take the mobile apps in the pension industry in Nigeria. So the future is very bright. We believe that consolidating with what the formal sector has done so far, getting the states to key into the contributory pension scheme, and creating the awareness that is necessary for the micro pension scheme and providing the platforms for them to make contributions. The future is really, really bright. If you can look into history and begin to project the future, just imagine that 12 million people have today amassed about 12 trillion naira. If the opportunities for the remaining 50 million people opens up and they begin to do contributions, probably in another 15 years' time, we probably will have more than 10 times what we are managing today as an industry. And those monies can be deployed into the economy to make impact on the economy. I'll seize this opportunity to tell people that we do invest in infrastructure. Some of our challenges have been lack of instruments to invest in. We cannot create the instruments ourselves. Regulation prohibits us from doing that. It's like you being a judge in your own case. So we can't, as investors, create the instruments. But once the instruments are available and we assess them and we come to the judgment that we will not be jeopardizing contributors' money, we make investments. And we have little significant, little investments here and there that have been of value to also the economy. We are significant players in the sukuk that the federal government is raising. There are some private sector infrastructure initiatives. We play some little role in the equities market. Major significant part of our proportion is also in funding the federal government, things like that when they raise bonds. So we believe that once these assets continue to grow, there will be more, and we'll be able to impact the Nigerian economy and the populace in terms of investment activities. I recall at the very beginning I told you that we have a deliberate action towards corporate social responsibility. And we do believe that as our business continues to grow, the monies we plow back into the society will also continue to grow. We do hope that we will one day get to a stage where we will have significant projects that will stand out in society. But everything starts with baby steps before they mature. But I want to assure you that premium pension will always pay attention to the society.
And this is Kaleidoscope for today. Thank you so much for watching. Watch again on youtube.com/channels web. Click on playlist, then scroll to Kaleidoscope, and you watch as many as you want. I'll see you again soon. I'm Anne Mwawudu. Thanks for watching.